our grammar matrix. We are a form of life. As a form of life we have absolutely no rights at all. Instead, by biological fact, we have responsibilities. However, at this time in our evolution we do not recognize nor accept our own responsibilities. We act as if we are entitled, that we have rights. Our current behavior is the behavior of the mentally defective invalid. By biological fact, we are not entitled, we have no rights, we have a job which we are ignoring and not doing. We are, in fact, feeble-minded. Every form of life is composed of a number of life support systems. Each of these systems, in order for that form of life to live, has to do its biologically defined job. The mind, as potentially the most powerful life support system possible, is no exception. A life support system which does not function, does not do its job, leads to the death of that organism, immediately or slowly and painfully. So, ignore your job, but in so doing, you have condemned yourself to death. It is a simple biological fact. The preference to die, instead of doing your own work, is the results of the enfeebled mind of the delusional entitled. No one is entitled, absolutely no one. A mind is potentially the most powerful life support system possible. It achieves that power through information processing, which allows a mind to judge any behavior by virtually modeling it before putting that behavior into action. Grammar gives us the ability to sandbox behavior in order to ensure that it is the best behavior available. This fact has several names, judgment and prophecy being two of them. We simply function through predictive behavior. If such and such, then such and such, unless, of course, we are too stupid to do so. A mind is potentially the most powerful life support system possible, therefore it has a well-defined biologically determined job to perform and well-defined physically determined means of doing that job. The ability to manage information to our advantage is afforded by language. Language is universal and intelligible, while grammar is particular and perceptible. The definition of any and everything is binary as a relative within correlatives. All information is managed by binary recursion. Mankind did not believe the Bible on this matter. Mankind did not believe Plato on this matter. Mankind did not believe his own body on this matter. And today, we have the computer processing all information globally, and mankind still does not believe it. How feeble-minded can one be? Obviously, grossly. Nobody speaks language, and by a language we actually mean a system of grammar. Binary recursion affords us exactly 4 categories of grammar which have historical names: common grammar, arithmetic, algebra and geometry. Each of these employs binary recursion in a specific manner. However, binary recursion is not different from itself no matter which method is used. At the foundation of grammar is a behavior the feeble mind of mankind has yet to achieve, the simple ability to give their word, and keep it. Mankind has yet to achieve the very simple criteria of establishing naming conventions. Today, they are not conventional, because the feeble-minded cannot, will not, give and keep their own words, what they can actually name. Of the 4 members of our grammar matrix, geometry is our metagrammar. As intimated in the Bible, and by Plato, and by common sense, we can learn how to give and keep our word by using our own hand to study grammar systems. Our own hand can teach us how feeble or how powerful our own mind is. Our own hand can teach us how to give and keep our own words, or we will find we are too stupid to do something simple. Geometry can teach us, as both the Bible and Plato state, the art of mensuration, which covers both analog information processing and logical information processing. I will example all of this, so that you can repeat it in order to either understand it, or with a feeble mind, deny it. Analogical information processing. Simple arithmetic recursion. / we can assign names and standardized some relative difference, be it solid, liquid or gas. However, the ability to standardize them grammatically does not mean that we know how to apply them physically. Simple geometric recursion. / For some reason, I once found in a relatively late algebra book that exponential notation was not demonstrable in geometry. Nothing like being ignorant of geometry. Reciprocal arithmetic recursion. / Reciprocal geometric recursion. / Addition A slash. Addition B slash. Subtraction A slash. Subtraction B slash. Multiplication A slash. Multiplication B slash. Division A slash. Division B slash. Duplicating the cube A slash. Duplicating the cube B slash. Our analogical operations afford us all we require for logical operators in order to perform any judgment. Logical information processing. The law of identity. Slash. The law of identity comes in many forms. When we understand that a thing, in common grammar, is a noun, that is, a correlative, it can then be realized that we are simply repeating that a noun is not a verb, a point is that which has no part, a container is not the contained, The map is not the territory, etc. Still, today, the feeble-minded insist in their delusional state, that a thing is different from itself, a noun is a verb, etc. The feeble-minded simply cannot process information in accordance with the law of identity, or as Confucius said, the truth of things. It is wholly pathetic to realize that the delusional feeble-minded are in awe of this bizarre lack of intelligence and wisdom. It is called magic. Addition A / Logical operators function because of two things. Operations on information are a given, and two, when paired with a convention of names, that convention is upheld by the operations performed with them. As Plato pointed out, if two things are not equal, one is greater than the other, while the other is less than the first. Logical operators tell you exactly when this happens, and thus, one can make any judgment whatsoever, equal, not equal, greater or less. Thus, with the simple logical operator, all judgments, whatsoever, can be made. There has never been any need for obfuscating judgment with phony jargon, or deliberate contradictions used constantly by the feeble-minded. Addition B / Subtraction A / Subtraction B / Multiplication A / Multiplication b slash. Division a slash. Division b slash. One can see that logic only determines an answer. It does not determine the processes involved in the judgment in any manner. Logic is independent of the information itself, in every way. In short, judgment determines what is, while mathematics is a process to change what can be. Ask yourself, has anyone taught you simple and basic reasoning? Or what our biologically defined job is? Have you ever known anyone who was not feeble-minded? Who has ever taught you to read and write and behave in accordance with the Word of God, which is all around us? Who have you ever known who has not usurped the Word of God in order to make you believe that your master is anyone or anything else but God? If you cannot give and keep your word, you are not the least bit literate, you are factually and provably illiterate and feeble-minded. Psychology is commensurate with the principles of language functionally resident in the mind as a grammar matrix. If our grammar matrix is not functionally resident in our mind, we are, by fact, feeble-minded. It is wholly impossible for a grammar matrix to be demonstrated unless everything were spoken. If you do not know our grammar matrix, cannot use it, you cannot claim to have known a thing about the Word of God.
False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the mind with evil. Phaedo by Plato,